Let's talk some Bucks basketball. Let's talk some Bucks basketball. Milwaukee Bucks basketball. They beat the Nets. Hey guys, Bucks beat the Nets 129-125. And for most of the game, I was able to keep a good eye on it. I haven't seen like the Twitter reaction. I'm sure that there'll be some people mad about some stuff. I think where I'm at initially with the Bucks is just win games, please. Just win games. Everybody is, I think, a little, I don't know, are we kind of on edge? Are we kind of doubting if this is going to work? Are we kind of doubting Adrian Griffin? Are we kind of doubting the whole thing? Do we not like seeing that the Celtics keep winning? Do we not like seeing that we're not winning by as many points as we thought we would? I mean, do we not like that? I feel like there's some of that going on. I feel like there's like some of that going on. And so people are, I don't know, a little bit just not, I don't know. What do we want? A 10 out of 10 right away? What are they playing? Like a 7 out of 10? I mean, it was a close game against the Knicks. They won that game in-season tournament. That's my personality now. I love it. I actually did not get into this game as much because of what were the stakes? A regular season game? Come on. I need an in-season tournament, baby. I need an in-season tournament game. Keep my juices flowing. Let's get after it. Give me some of that IST. Bucks win. That stands for in-season tournament if you missed it. Bucks win. I thought down the stretch, some good defense at the rim. I like that. And I like that play they ran to Jay Crowder there at the end. It's just Crowder missed his first free throw. Giannis Antetokounmpo, here's something we can complain about. Giannis took 7 3-point shots. Okay. There was one where he took it, missed, got it back, took it again, made it. That was the one he made. 7 3-point shots. So I still don't know how that is a part of the offense as much as it is. Giannis had 36, 12 boards. Dame with 21. Some real impactful plays at the bucket when he needed them. 7 assists for Dame. 15 for Middleton. Bunch of guys contributing off the bench. Jay Crowder with 15. He's been playing well. Brook Lopez, what's been his best statistical night? Like what's been Brook's best night overall? 13 points? His point output right now is 13, 13, 11, 6, 13, and 4. So Brook hasn't been as dominant as we thought he might be at different times, but they're still trying to figure out the best way to use him on defense. I think I said this on Friday night on YouTube when Q was giving me a ride, is that like the players came to Adrian Griffin and said, hey, we'd like you to use Brook more in the drop. And then he goes, sometimes players are smarter than the coach. And people were like, what? This guy's stupid. Remember, Giannis has been here for a decade. Middleton, too. Lopez for 5 years. These guys, they know a lot more how to play with each other than Adrian Griffin knows how they play. Adrian Griffin has watched the Bucks play before when he was either scouting them or playing against them. He's not watched the Bucks like us. He's not watched the Bucks like them. And so there's going to be some things that he needs to learn as we go forward. And one thing that Adrian Griffin has going for him is that he's not just going to fucking leave us and go to the GD Cubs. Okay? God. Peter says, I hope it's not a trend for Giannis to have more 3-point attempts than he does free throws. Well, there you go. 5 of 6 at the line and 1 of 7 from 3. Interesting. Adam says, Adrian Griffin, greatest manager in Wisconsin sports. Hey, let's see. We got him. We got Bart Lundy. I put those guys at the top 2. Greg Gard. People like Gardy, yeah. LaFleur's no good. Counsell's a traitor. I'm just trying to figure out which base because Craig Counsell's got a park in Whitefish Bay. I'm trying to figure out, or he was a shortstop, so maybe I'll use the dirt. I'm just trying to figure out which part of that field I'm going to take a shit on. Haven't decided yet, but it's in the works. Dan says, at least Giannis is loyal, unlike someone else who must not be named. Okay, so a lot of that going to be going on tonight. Brooke is best as a shot blocker. Bart, how was Rockin' Brews? As a proud member, Rockin' Brews, nice little place. It's a whole new world up there in the second floor of Pato. Matt in the Falls. Hey, buddy, good to see you.
Likewise.
Is this a new location for the third straight show from you? Wow.
Same couch, different spot.
Okay.
A lot of options on this here couch.
It's a nice looking couch.
Thanks.
What's on your mind tonight, friend?
I mean, Bucks win, but just like the Packers, like it wasn't a pleasing win. I want to be blowing teams out. And it's only the fifth game. Oh, they needed come on, these are experienced players. They should be hitting the floor running, pun intended. And we shouldn't be scraping by these 7-8 seed level teams. Maybe the Nets will be a 6 seed. Ooh. But it's just I need to see more, and I need to see it quickly. Like Lopez not being used properly. Because you went over his numbers. I mean, that's a bad trend. What is this? 5-6 games? I don't know, but I'm not well.
I'm with you. I had this thought earlier. I did while watching the game. It was like a back and forth game, and the Nets took the lead again. Scott says blowing teams out, laughing emojis. Bro, it's the NBA. You need to chill. I would agree with Matt here that from a hype standpoint, from what we had 3 weeks ago, and while we know it's going to take time, I still thought we'd get a little more of a head start. They were letting these guys put 40 up against us. Okay, they still lose, empty buckets, empty calories. But I want our team. I want our team. What I want is for our team to just go out there and kick an absurd amount of ass.
Yeah.
And playing it's a tight game, I don't know. Because we've gotten blown out a couple of times.
Yeah, so it's we're playing these tight games and winning, but when we're not doing that, we're getting crushed by the Hawks. Or
when all we're asking is, when are we gonna blow someone out?
Exactly.
Look,
I mean, we can't. No, not really.
I wanna say this. We're in a time here where we're 12 hours removed as we're talking from a guy totally stabbing us in the back. The Packers are there. College basketball starts, I guess. Some say it doesn't start for another 5 months. That would be me.
April?
March.
Oh.
I just want my Bucks to kick the shit out of some team. Yeah, 82-game season. We're analyzing this team to the nuts. I don't know. I think in the first 9 minutes, we said a few things that happened, and Matt and I came to a spot of agreement where we want to see us kick some ass. That's all.
Yeah. Every game counts. I want to be the highest seed possible, and we have the players to be this historically good team, and hopefully it hopefully it gels together.
Daniel knows we haven't really played a bad team yet, so but not everybody can be happy. Not everybody can be happy. What happened tonight was the Bucks got another win, which hurts their draft stock. I know that will make Hot Take Jake, or No Tit Jake, it says tonight. Great stuff.
Yeah, somebody in the comments called me that the other day. So I'm like, well, screw it. If I say it, I'm like B-Rabbit in 8 Mile. Tell these people something they don't know about me.
So Jake hurts our draft stock tonight. Obviously a big blow, but
yeah,
maybe we'll lose when we play on Wednesday.
I'm heartbroken right now. I'm I'm all out of sorts.
Well, what'd you think? Any Bucks thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. Giannis, dude. At this point,
Where
I
are
feel
you?
like he's trolling me, taking these 3-pointers. I'm downtown, Matt, right now.
Well, yeah, but
Met some friends for the game. I
at
saw.
the Deer District, I heard there was going to be a Bart
Yeah.
Winkler Show get together at
Well,
the
I
Deer District.
tried. Austin showed up. Q was going to show up, but we didn't end up seeing him. But I had some of my boys there with me. It was a nice little shindig. Had like 6 of us or so. So it was a good time. We went to Major Goolsby's, which we asked if they could put the Bucks game on about a minute or two after it was tipped off, and they put it on 2 32-inch TVs in the bar. The other ones had equestrian on, as well as like an Old Dominion basketball game or something. Very, very disappointing service from usually a go-to. But the game itself, really, like I said, Giannis, enough with the threes, dude. We don't just stop. But it's not benefiting anybody. Nobody's buying it. Then in the fourth quarter, I'm just like, what did we get Lillard for? If Giannis is just going to take the ball up, again, shoot more threes. Whoa, what the hell happened? Spooky.
I'm gonna start doing a no car mandate on these shows. I'm kind of getting tired of the cars.
What? What's wrong?
What the fuck everybody's joining me in their goddamn car for?
No, I went to Tim's house. I'm just waiting for him to get here.
All you guys in your cars. It's like you guys all joined the show as if like it's the second thing you're doing at the time.
Bart, this is a stop and go society. Some of us have responsibilities, jobs.
I got off the air 4 minutes ago to do this.
Hey, think of it this way. I was so excited and ready to get on your show that I couldn't wait to get home. I'm like, I got to get on now. This is where it's at. This is the second time I've talked to you tonight, actually.
Yeah, you called the show. Thanks.
Yeah,
I did. Good stuff.
You white collar workers can just, hop on a computer and work from anywhere. That's not the case for everyone.
White collar. I'm digging my own career into a grave. Oh, I wanted to say this. Shane says, I'm fine with them figuring it out. New coach, new superstar, relax. This is not a place of, again, they won. We're not going to be sad that they won. This isn't yesterday. But we're at a point where I just think Matt and I, if I can speak for you, we've watched how many games now? 6 games?
Something like that.
We want to see a blowout now. We saw some close games. Close games are good. It's going to help. It's great to watch these guys like get better and learn from each other. And we just want to see we don't want to see the Thinking Man's episode. We want to see a thriller. That's the movie we want to watch tonight. We want to watch action.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't expect a little bit more at this point, even though I knew it was going to take some time to adjust. I thought just the sheer talent and fit of Dame and Giannis, we'd see a little bit more. But Dame is just being too unselfish at this point. Like in the fourth quarter, close game, 5 minutes, grab the ball and go. That's your time. And they won, but it almost cost them. Like this is why we brought Damian Lillard in, and I'd like to see it come to fruition.
Daniel says, Jake, we got Dame to close games out. Did you not see the Knicks game the other night? Drew's not single-handedly doing that.
I don't understand. Is he agreeing with me?
No, Drew, you said you want Dame to be more unselfish. He had 15 to 16 on Friday night.
No, I'm saying he's being too unselfish.
He wasn't on Friday, is what he's saying.
Right. I'm talking about tonight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then he was.
Why would I be talking about Friday?
Greg reminds us Miami was a blowout for 3 quarters. It was. And then we got, a taste of the dreaded Bucks blow a game syndrome, which sucks. Q's here as well. Q, good to see you.
I'm excited. That was gusto.
What?
That was gusto.
What was gusto?
The game. Like, I feel like in the first half, I was very concerned that we were going to get blown out. Like, it was trending a lot like Toronto. And I was surprised they battled back. And it's nice to have Jay hitting those threes. That's a huge luxury, especially while we're waiting for Chris to get healthy and get off that restriction. I mean, at times it is very frustrating. Like I think we're watching this team figure themselves out as they go. Luckily, they have the talent to pull it off more than they don't. But I think there's a lot to like about today's win, especially against a team that, like, they had a decent second half last year, and their team had a lot more time to gel than the Bucks have had. I still, like, I feel like a broken record, but like Dame didn't play basketball this summer. Neither did Giannis. So those guys are still getting into game shape, and they're playing against younger teams for the most part right now. And they have more wins than losses. And that's really all that I can ask for at this point. It's not sexy, but
you could ask for a blowout.
I mean, you could ask for a blowout, and I think we'll get one on Wednesday against the hapless Pistons. They're not a very good team.
Yeah, but I can't believe you guys, because if we win that game, that's going to be one win further away from getting a guy like Ron Holland in the draft.
Or this is not the same thing. Shut up.
Or Justin Edwards. I mean, why win when you could you imagine Isaiah Collier with Dame? Oh, my God. I want the 9 pick, man.
I've said my piece. I left my voicemail. I won't speak on it again.
I bet you will.
People are asking what card game Matt is playing.
I was playing a little Go Fish earlier with my daughter.
Who won?
Pretty wild stuff.
All right, I would like to, if you have more Bucks thoughts, please use them in the comments or feel free to jump on. I would like to know your guys' Counsell reactions. If we could start in the order you joined the program, Matt.
I think it's hilarious. I think it's, I mean, what, like just the absolute gall of the guy. Like, it's incredible. I was watching the stream live, so I found out with you.
Yeah.
And I didn't join because I was just stunned. Like, and then they play the clip.
I saw you in the comments being like, "What is this? Why is that?
What is happening?" Yeah, I just couldn't. And then Rami came on and was gloating, and then they played the clip where Counsell's like, "Oh, I'm just a Brewer through and through. I think that's evident." And then boom. Do we have the terms of the contract? I haven't looked at all.
$40 million for 5 years, $8 million a year, highest MLB manager ever. And I think what that tells me is it sounded like the Mets made an offer that was not that high. The Brewers made an offer of $5.5 million, knowing that someone else would beat it. But they can still say in record, in history, they at one time offered someone to be the highest paid manager. It does not sound like Craig went back to these guys. There were some very interesting comments from Mark Attanasio tonight, if you didn't see them. First of all, Mark says, we're all here today because we lost Craig. I've reflected on this. Craig lost us, and he's lost our community. This is a really special place to be.
Ooh, are we going to get a Dan Gilbert letter?
That's Mark. Yeah, I guarantee we beat you before you win. The
Brewers will get a world championship before.
Screw that. I'm glad Attanasio said that.
Attanasio on losing Counsell to the Cubs. When he first told me, I said, "Are you messing with me?"
I'm sure he said
people are mad about this one. People are mad about this one.
The same reaction you had then, Bart.
Yeah. People are mad about this one. Mark said Counsell told him in early September that he'd shifted towards wanting to manage next year instead of taking a year off, including to possibly manage away from our community or organization or team. My first goal was to make sure it didn't become a distraction. I think you should have just fired his ass right there.
Yep.
These are all from Adam McKelvey's Twitter. He, along with some of the other Brewers reporters, jumped on a Zoom tonight. Jake.
Well, first things first, obviously, fuck that guy. It's so bizarre to me, the whole situation. Like, he went from being the most beloved manager the team will probably ever have, because gosh darn it, do we love our local boys, to now being forever hated. And because here's the thing, if he took that same deal in New York, most people in Milwaukee are going to go, that sucks to lose him, but I get it.
And we'd be mad at the Brewers. Any other team that he could have accepted, we would be mad at the Brewers for letting him go. But he chose to go to the Cubs, which means we're like, some people are probably still going to be mad at the Brewers and Mark, but more people will be mad at Counsell now because he went to the place where you cannot go. And it sounded like the Cubs they never asked to interview him. So they got in on this very, very late. And when they get in on this, Counsell basically has like a day or two to figure out, is this money worth the pushback that I'm going to get? And yeah, and millions of dollars, I'm sure. But I just, what stinks for me is to know how much he said this stuff, how much he put this out there, and how quick it took for him to blow all that away just so that he could get a few more extra dollars and be the manager of the Cubs. He is somebody who, when I looked at the last few years, I've probably mentioned this 9 times already in this complete podcast, but I'll say it again, is Giannis used to say all that shit, and I'd be like, stop saying how loyal you are, because it's going to come back to bite you. And Counsell always said it, and you never thought for a second it would come back to bite him. No team has ever better been the personification of a guy, of a manager. He's not just a manager, he's a fan. And
not anymore.
I was insulted when Mark let him go interview in the first place. I was insulted if someone else would have outbid him. But the fact that he went to the Cubs, it's like, and Counsell's going to come back to that ballpark. What's it going to be like for him? And are we going to have fun with it? Like, oh, it's great to be here. I'm on this side now. Like, I'm not in for any of that shit. You're going to have you're going to have Cubs fans in Counsell jerseys sitting in front of you at these games. It's going to be fucking miserable. Yeah.
There's not going to be any Midwest hospitality for him when he comes back to Milwaukee. And it's just very snakish. And then to hear him like
close to home. What's closer to home than fucking home?
Well, and I love when he's like, what?
Home with more money.
Yeah, home with short drive, more money.
I love when he's like, hey, I want to call the players so they can find out from me. It's like, do you think they don't have social media, you fucking dumbass?
Brett says, who we talked to earlier, he's going to get cheered. Brewers fans are too scared to show up to boo his ass. I 1,000% agree with him. That Brewers fans are going to be. Well, they did boo him when he put in Jesse Winker. So we have booed him before.
Anybody but the Cubs. Even if he went to the Cardinals, I don't think he gets booed. But the Cubs, no, your ass is done. That's the ultimate betrayal.
Q?
I could not disagree with you all more. I'm happy for Craig. I think he's been saddled by a poverty franchise for 9 years. He did what was best for him. He's getting more money. He's getting more resources. He stays close to home. There's a big portion of the Brewers fan base from a certain generation that are still Cubs fans from when the Braves left. And God. I like it. I'm sorry. I don't feel angry at him at all.
No. What I haven't
have
told.
You ever had a bad boss? Have you ever worked for a company you hated? Like, I think that he is still extremely upset that they traded Josh Hader when he thought like he had baseball figured out. And like, I don't know, if you could get paid more, get all the resources you ever wanted, and like still not make your family move, why wouldn't you ever do that?
All right. First of all, I'm going to bring in 2 more people. We'll go 6 wide. But like, this is Shark Week or whatever. This is actually a week that we didn't tell you about. It's most awful fucking takes of all time week from Q.
Yep.
2 days in a row.
I'm sorry. Like, we normally agree, Bart, on everything, but like when you're not going to make the playoffs, you play for draft picks, and you can't hate a guy. And like, here's the other thing, like that I brought up on Grant's show earlier. I didn't bring up here. I was frustrated with Counsell for not getting us to the next step. I'm pretty consistent with that with all my coaches. If you can't get us over the hump, it's time for a new voice.
There will be some discussion that I want to have this week about the way out of this and the silver, like not silver linings, but could the Brewers they're
Is West Bend going to let you use that?
no. But maybe we did get to a point where Counsell, where maybe the Brewers did need a change. I talked about this with Emig and Grant not too long ago, but still, for Counsell going to the Cubs, that's unforgivable. It's worse. It's worse than Favre going to the Vikings too.
I don't think so at all, because Counsell's not doing it out of resent. He's not doing it to stick his middle finger up at us.
He might be to Mark.
Well, and I mean, and
along the way, like I've said this before, but if you're going to flip off Mark, he's got to know Mark's on the other side of the room. We're all in the middle. He flipped us all off.
I feel like if he did flip off Mark, he's doing it as a Brewers fan then, because we all are upset with Mark.
John is here. And
Hey, John.
I had Joe in Iowa. Anyway, what's up, John?
How's it going? Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of just want, and obviously we're never going to get it, I kind of want the complete story really dating back to the beginning of last year. Were there contract extension talks before then? How much was Mark willing to pay back then? Because to be honest with you, like, I thought I would be devastated when he left. And I was like, good for you. Like, I agree with Q.
Give this guy the hook.
Yeah. Like, I
You're such an asshole.
like Q just like set it on the money. Like, just like having like a bad boss and just like continually like wanting more resources and not being able to get more resources. And I think I just like all Brewers fans complain about the owner constantly about how he's not willing to spend money.
But if he wanted all this, he had it in New York.
Then you would have to move across the country.
You
don't get to. That's bullshit. It is bullshit that he can get all these other great things and still live in fucking Ozaki, fucking Okauchi Lake, whatever the fuck he lives.
But like,
it's bullshit. That is bullshit. You don't get to leave the Brewers and stay close to home. That is bullshit. Like Craig,
why can't you be happy?
Should take away his Wisconsin residency.
I don't like Craig. He lied to us
before this.
He lied to us for 20 years.
But like, if you got a great job in Chicago, Bart, I wouldn't be upset with you at all.
Not at all.
Because you like tried to make it here in Milwaukee.
That's not the same.
You tried to make it here in Milwaukee. It didn't work. Like, now you're talking Cubs.
What if I got hired? What if it was the Winkler and Zabin show? Would you be happy for me?
I would listen to it. And like, I'm considering cheering for the Cubs this year because the Brewers are never going to win a World Series.
Get him out of here.
God,
that was too far for me, to be honest.
That was too far.
I think Q's a closet Cubs fan before this. That's what this is.
Disinfectant spray.
That's like, we all know Ryan Horvat's a closet Chicago guy. Like, Q, I think, might be with them. I don't know.
How much to drink the rest of this bottle? How much?
Don't do that.
Going for $5. $10. I'll drink the bottle. Let's go. I need a new microphone. $20.
Bart, you just want to do it.
Honestly, like, this is the last thing I'll say, and then I'll drop off.
If you're not on the Dan Schani YouTube stream, I am talking about drinking a bottle of disinfectant.
That'd be a slow, painful death.
Yeah, I think you would like poop out your insides. But I was such a big Brewers fan, and then we just got stuck like in mediocrity, and it just took the wind out of my sails. And like, I guess it might be another situation where you just don't know what you've got until it's gone. Like, I miss Rodgers this year. I never thought I would say that. But I'm more excited about the future with Jordan Love and hopefully some high draft picks because we just weren't going to get over the top with Rodgers again.
Good comment.
So that's what I got.
I also think that, Mark even said in his comments, he just seems like the kind of boss who thinks that he's the reason for the success. And meanwhile, like, the reason that the Brewers are where they are is because of, Doug Melvin, Stearns, like Counsell, like it's these guys that are responsible. Mark didn't even hire Melvin. He inherited Melvin. And like in a statement, he was like, "Oh, you know, we could go on talking about a half hour about like how unique we are and whatever." It's just he seems like the kind of guy who thinks he's the reason for the success when it's all the people below him that he didn't even hire. So it's just frustrating.
Oh, Zach says, "Good call, John. Well done."
I do
Joe,
want to say,
I'm out of here.
Jake,
No,
Jake,
Q, wait,
Jake,
hold on.
Jake,
One thing, real quick.
hold on. The Rottweiler just threw $20 in just so I could get this message to Matt to log on to Fortnite and play.
what the fuck?
So, Matt, I need you to log on to Fortnite now.
Well,
Well, you're
what
driving.
the fuck must be new here?
I'll send you.
Oh no.
I'll send you half of that.
I wanted to say that before I left here, from an on the field perspective, I don't really care that much because I said it before. The difference between the greatest manager of all time and a pretty good manager is so minuscule. In baseball, it's so much about the athletes. The coaching has so little to do with it. But it's, again, it feels like a betrayal in that Favre level, like you said, Bart. And unfortunately, he just dropped off. But I do want to say, I love you. You were absolutely electric yesterday. Greatest Bart Winkler call of all time.
Wow.
Don't forget to save for retirement.
Fuck yeah.
That comment started my whole thing this morning when I was listening to that. Like, your retirement. Oh, God. I haven't even been drinking, and I'm already angry about
Oh, I
this.
missed that.
So I don't know where to start with this. I'll start with the Counsell thing. So I know that being in Iowa, it seems like I'm displaced from all of this, but for whatever reason, and I can't explain it, Des Moines, Iowa, and Iowa in general is somehow Chicago West when it comes to Cubs fandom because of this stupid AAA team that's here, the Iowa Cubs. So the amount of fucking Cubs fans that I've had texting me and calling me today about this news is just unbearable. So
I went to lunch with one at Tupelo Honey. Check out TupeloHoneyCafe.com. And when you make your reservation, put Bart in the comments. They'll give you 20% off your food.
does that work at the Des Moines location?
You could try it and see what they say.
Why not? But I thought that my sports listening couldn't get worse than everybody like begging for the Packers to win on yesterday's recorded podcast. And then like in the middle of that, my buddy who's like apparently my new Shams texted me and was like, what the hell is Counsell doing? Thinking like, okay, well, he went to New York or Cleveland, and he didn't even luckily like tell me what happened. So I like logged on and I was like, oh my God. Called my mother immediately. Bless her heart. She's beside herself in Racine. Just can't even like keep her lunch down.
Racine, Illinois. I've been.
Relax. Okay. Not the time. All right. Let's keep Jenny's home base out of it.
Hold on. I got two. There's someone in here, Fart Stinkler. Do you want to talk, Fart Stinkler? Give me a thumbs up if you do. Or if you're just watching, give me a thumbs down. Fart Stinkler wants to talk. Fart Stinkler. What's up?
I just wanted to say, go Cubs, go boys, and you guys smell like fart.
Oh man.
I didn't kick him off.
That was the call of the day.
Get back in here.
Yeah,
Come back in here, you coward.
He could have stayed as long as he wanted. You can't just do you don't have to do Baba Booey Howard Stern's penis on us. We'll fucking keep you.
Okay, my last thing, I have to ask this just real quick. I don't want to overstay my welcome. At this point, do we dig up the third base, hoping to find Jimmy Hoffa?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, like,
if there's any chance there's a reason for the curse, we have to figure it out.
Q, can you honestly say, last question, can you say that you would be okay watching Counsell in the next 2 to 3 seasons win a World Series with the Cubs and be like, good for him?
Yes.
I think so.
John said yes.
Yeah.
I would be fine with it because he's from here and I want him to succeed. I think he wants to be the commissioner of Major League Baseball.
What?
And like,
Yeah.
I guess
You're not-
I've worked for a company before where you're just not getting what you need, and like,
Yeah, me too. I'm sitting in the building right now.
well, I'm just saying, like, I feel for him, and if he's the best at his job and he's just not getting the resources that he needs and nobody's listening to him, like, go to your rival, rub their face in it.
I didn't even know if he wanted to manage this year or go watch his kid play fucking double headers in shitty spring weather. You don't know that he wants to be the commissioner.
I think he knew for a fact
He's
he
got a
did
hunch.
not want to sign an extension with this organization. And
Hey,
that
here's
was the nicest way he could
I got
say
another
that.
familiar face here. This is our buddy Mark.
All right, I'm going to drop. See you guys.
All right, Q. See you,
I'm out of
buddy.
here too.
Can't
Lovely
wait
to see
to
you all.
Can't wait to hear what you have on the live show on Wednesday. Jesus Christ.
At first, I was like, it's the Cubs, and then I'm like, this is Mark Abram all over it.
This is who?
Mark.
Oh, Mark.
Anarchio.
Hey, yeah. But I don't know. He's trying to come out as the good guy here, Mark.
Did you see his press conference earlier?
Yeah, I just read some quotes, but I didn't watch it.
I saw like online on the news. It seemed like he was dodging the question. He wasn't answering it fully.
So who are you mad at?
I'm mad at Mark.
What about Craig?
I don't think he has the talent to win here.
Fucking Craig.
I just don't. I mean, he's been playing for like years now, but the players aren't producing. He's better players. That's on ownership to make the moves to pay people, to pay players.
Sorry, I had to mute Matt for playing the controller. Again, we're always the second thing that people want to do. But I got paid $20 to tell Matt to play that video game, so I guess I could allow the noise. It's a real tough position I'm in. See, there I am just being like Counsell, being a whore for the money. Absolutely disrespecting what everybody thinks and being a whore for the money.
Honestly, I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I think he's a traitor. But also, what I'm also realizing is I think I'll keep living my life. I think I'm actually just not liking baseball as much as I used to. I think I might be having that problem. I don't know.
We paid Winker like $8 million this year.
Who? Wade Miley?
No, Winker.
Oh, Winker. Yeah, he sucks.
We're paying him more than we offered the council. That just doesn't make.
Yeah, I thought this Mark Hanna money would do good. Test user says baseball is broken. This guy says baseball is dying. So, any next manager suggestions before I wrap up?
I mean, they're probably going to look internal, like Carlos Villanueva. I would love to see Ricky Weeks, just because it would make a certain segment of the fan base heads explode. Because I always thought he's pretty underrated as a Brewer. Maybe Matt Erickson. I don't know.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Matt.
I was going to ask if we could get Q back on here for his take on that.
I'll tell you who I want. I want David
Ricky.
Ross.
No,
I want
specifically on Ricky Weeks.
I want David Ross, the boss, like Stan Ross. And I don't care if David Ross is a shitty manager. Counsell made this personal, and I want it to be personal back. I want it to be personal. If Mark A is going to be all fucking like, oh, Counsell's not a community anymore, then I want to get someone that's going to be like Brett says, get the biggest asshole we can find. Go get Tony La Russa. Get Ken Maka. Just get a huge dick. Get someone who's not going to come in here and placate the fan base for how I'm one of you. Get someone who does not give a fuck about us. Okay? That's what I want.
I guess I would just like a good man.
We just had the guy that doesn't give a fuck about us.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Good point. I'm not even kidding. I've only had 12 hours to digest this, but I 100% want David Ross. I want it. I want to take the Cubs sloppy seconds. I fucking want it.
This to me, I kind of thought of it today. I was thinking about it today. I think Mark thinks he's the face in this. Kind of the way that Vince McMahon thought he was going to be the face after he screwed Bret Hart. And I think maybe I'm just living in a bubble of my own. I think public sentiment is going to shift towards Counsell. I think
here's what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of people that are shocked and upset and trying to deal with the fallout. And I think by the time that the Cubs come here in May, people will go to the game specifically to buy a ticket to root for Counsell. And I'm going to be pissed when that happens. Bart for David Ross campaign started now.
Did you tape with Imake and Grant yet this week?
No, we are off for the week.
Oh, okay.
Paul is on a vacation.
Oh, well, he was kind of the one that led
really?
the bandwagon to get Counsell out of town. So
We did have that discussion. Maybe I'll pull that up and
yeah,
just clip it on YouTube and try to make some money. All right, that's all I got. Matt, you looks like you have a good night in store. Mark, anything else?
Yeah, I just sorry, this may extend it a little bit. I just posted a link in the chat about it's made me laugh earlier. From Kurt Hogg on Twitter. I just posted in the chat.
Okay. At Nazia said, I'm high on what we have. I can't imagine somebody wanting to be somewhere else. Mentions commitment from various players, Bob Uecker and his family, to stay in Milwaukee.
This coming from the guy who's trying to get hundreds of millions of dollars in public money to stay in Milwaukee, talking about how great Milwaukee is. Like, give me a break. Like, I just, yeah.
You know who I want to be the ultimate troll? Pat Murphy. Pat Murphy.
No, well, that's going to be what we need to do if we have a stopgap situation, which we'll probably do. I want David Ross. I want to fuck shit up. Guys, good to see you both. I'm going to wrap up today's episode here. And see ya. They just both left. They didn't say bye. Jeez. Okay. But we had 2 more people join us that were not in their vehicle. So that was good to see. What else do I have to say before I leave? This is part of a longer episode, so it's gonna. There's new content in there. Whatever, just download and fucking. I don't care. Buy Omaha steaks and fucking whatever. Do what you want. Fucking Counsell. Got Counsell supporters jumping in here, trying to. I'm thinking. Oh, I'll get on and we'll just bash Counsell, and everyone's like, I feel bad for him. I'm gonna root for the Cubs now, motherfucking. Jesus, trying to, God damn. Do you have any self-esteem about the Brewers? These are the Milwaukee Brewers, the team that's gotten shit on for 50 years just for fucking existing. We didn't do nothing wrong. We didn't do anything wrong. Then we get this guy that's one of us. I remember County Stadium. So does he. I want to bring a winner to this team. We say, so does he. I love being a Brewer. So does he. And then he's going to live here? And the drive's close? This is not about if Bart is going to Chicago or if one of you would get a job in Chicago. This is a guy who sold himself as a Brewer. Not just as a Brewer, as the Brewer. As Brewer. He wasn't a Brewers. He was Brewers. He was Brewers. And now, over the weekend, Cubs said, and he goes, grab. When are we going to hear from him? And what's he going to say? And how am I going to believe him? Oh, Brewers fans, I love you. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Which bag am I going to take a poop on? Is all that I need to know. Whitefish Bay Police, you better heavily staff Craig Counsell Park, because the next time I got to take a poop, I know just where I'm going. And a lot of times when I have to poop, it's actually 3 different poops over the course of 40 minutes. So it's going to get messy. You better bring all the. I should have ended this 3 minutes ago. What have I done?